Hello and welcome. Right, I have got this rather mucky mower hooked up to the Massey, as you can see. I'm going to start this going. I've moved the tractors ready to grab the baler and the thing. I thought, well, don't you think you ought to be getting the actual field mode first? We need to make a bit of progress before the winter can actually hit the field. And I thought, I have got a point, definitely. So, with that in mind, also whilst we're up this end, when they're all busy, I think we ought to go and stick that shed in that field. I concur that I think that's the best thing of all that all of the ideas that I did have. I know I can stick one on the end of here and all the rest of it, but it can get in the way of things. On the edge of fields, there's more of a desperation thing, really. Sometimes you have got to do that, but really we're not in that position really at this present moment. So 6.8 meter clear load, activate, and first waypoint, and go, smashing. So yeah, I think we ought to do that. So with that in mind, we need to give that a bit of there's a bit of seed still here and a bit of lime, which really we should be shifting, but again I've taken the thing off the Massey. So yeah, so we can't shift anything out of here, so we've got to work with what we've got. Now I don't need the limer at all because we've already got one that is better, really. It is. The pile of stones though, I ought to be grabbing this and shifting it probably with a belt system. Yeah, because nowhere we need a belt system again. Not sure actually, but I'm thinking the most out of the way this is going to be is on the back wall. If we stick it here, it's going to stick out and it's going to steal some of the yard. But we can have a look at this bird's eye view. So let's do that now and see which is, I think actually, yeah, coming through there is the best. Do we have to take a liberty with the bank though? I don't really want to. I don't want to alter the character of the actual map. So we want, yeah, again actually, I think similar, no, because there's no point of reference in this. So it doesn't really matter how much different it is. I think I might go for that 1000 one. It's only a little shed. Yeah, this really simple but very large. It isn't tiny. I need to try and get the angle right because I really am trying to go as close to that back thing as possible. Do we need, if we have the overhang almost to the edge of the enclosure, then we've not stolen. We're too close to the wall. Okay. Now we seem to have lost it. No. Let's go back as far as we can, close to that. I'll say that. That way we're not stealing an awful lot. Can we go slightly to the right? It does sometimes let you do a little couple of ticks before it goes bad again. I think that's about as good as it gets. Right, now then. Yeah, it's not done anything horrible to the bank. It's actually perfectly flat, which is a massive advantage. It is a lovely size shed. I mean, it's not got a back, I realise that. But it's just to store things in from the rain. It goes backwards the right way. The rain will go into the grass at the back. So yeah, it should be fine. We've also got this little bit of a one as well, which is, that was an added bonus too. So we can store a little bit of equipment here. So we're not going to use this, but again, the stones would be useful if we probably get the AGM when we can afford something like that, because it's a bit of a luxury at present. It really is. I mean, although we have bought our rollers, we are really widening out our equipment now. I've got to be honest. Oh, it does get missed. We're going to have to smooth that, I think, because yeah, we'll get the bulldozers. No, we'll get the front, the samurai to be realistically is what I'm trying to say. I know I can't really do that. What I'm trying to say is you would in real life, and I am trying to play realistically. That's what the smoothing tools and that were always made for, really, because the game acknowledges the fact it's not quite real. It is very good though. I mean, I've got to be honest, it really is. Why am I? No, I'd sooner run than not, really. I mean, I've been map jumping. Why am I? Yeah, it is quite a fair road run actually. Yeah, I don't want to be wasting anybody's time. That's the reason I allow that bit of a snippet. Right, so that is you, and you need to be grabbing the baler and being very careful of that new crop. That, what did I choose in the nut? No, lentils. It's lentils, not chickpeas. Yeah, I would like to do chickpeas as well, but yeah, let's We're doing well. We are. I keep sort of thinking about where we started from that one little field, and with those few bales. I think it was 6 bales the very first time. Then it was 9 or 10, and then, well, I think it was 9 really, but there was one in the chamber. So yeah, it's 9 bales a time, and that's where we started. You can't ever forget that. We have come an awful long way. We have got lots of fields, productions, shed space, all sorts of things all over the map now. Yeah, things are beginning to take shape. We're still not. Obviously, we've got that production to the right of us, but we need the other ones as well. And also, the biggest, most important thing is we do need to stick down the things. So that's what we're going to be concentrating on soon. Now, where are you going? Yeah, that is a good question. Yeah, we do. We need to start to be putting those down, really. We've got enough fields to start with. That's one thing I am going to say. Maybe we could have done with a second grass field to really ramp up the energy business that we've already got, the BGA, and also the fertiliser business. They work very well together, and they do bring in quite a lot of cash. I mean, a lot of cash. We've got our harvesters, we've got all of the equipment that you need to really start going. There's very little we haven't got. Yeah, we even have got a mulcher. I'd like to buy a second mower so that when we hit this field, we can literally do it in just a few minutes. Literally, like you blink and then it's sorted. Yeah, I mean, it's not going to take very long now, but it's just that. I love that where you can hit the field and it's done. So let's get everybody on the right, and let's not hit that tree. I was just trying to pull it off the road for a bit of realism. So 14. And we want the 14.8 course. Clear load. Activate. We don't need you going first. We need you going first. And you need the same 14.8, which is gonna, when I say clear, is gonna disappear because that's just, it's an optical illusion that that's still selected. Right, so let's set you going on first, and let's go and take over that quickly. We might even literally take over, because obviously the one thing that it doesn't ever matter about is doing the grass, as in, like, it doesn't affect things. Not like almost every other thing with courseplay. If you were doing straw and that, it's part of a course, and if you muck that up, you cannot expect your worker to follow the lines that it normally would, because you ruin the course. And that's why it's not through laziness that I often leave courses. It mucks around, especially if you've got 2 implements, it mucks things around. But it also does with things like straw baling and that, because your lines are going to be changed unless you stick to the exact lines. And you can sort of do that a little bit now that you can see the course on the mini-map, which is why I always leave that now. Precision farming and courseplay both really rely on that to such a degree that I just don't mess with it anymore. I just think it's, yeah. I mean, I don't want to never take it off, because I know it does annoy some people, but to be honest, it works, yeah, really along with everything that I've got, with both courseplay and precision farming. So it is an aid more than a nuisance, really, is what I'm trying to say. Now, we could get this one to the right of us, the corner swaths. I don't think we'll get to the ones on the left in time to make a difference, so, but we will do those. I do like to grab the grass where he can, or we grab all of our grass. It is important. It is our only grass field, so to make the most of the one field we have got is quite important, really. Yeah, I ought to probably, I don't know, then you've got, yeah, that's why I really want two of the HX20s, because you can like have 2 mulchers, which is a 13 odd foot, 13 odd meter mulcher if you put 2 of these together. And it's also the same for a mower. It's almost like having one of the big ones, really. So yeah, it's a good place to be. Right then, so then we want to be putting this in our new shed, don't we? I believe. Yes, I think that's right. The mower, can that go in the original shed? I'm trying to think. Windrow's the biggest. Yeah, do we go... That is a point. Let's have a look. Can you go long ways into that little shed? Is there enough clearance? Is it a good idea? Let's have a look. Let's imagine this is the windrower and see if we go in there. No way can you do that. But you could go straight into that one with a windrower, and we could stick the baler and the mowers, or probably 2 mowers in time. So I think we can get 2 mowers in here. probably somehow manage to get the quick baler. If we were going lengthways with the thing, which actually suits that shed straight on. So let's have a look. I think we could do it. I do. I know we can definitely get 2 mowers in here. Maybe the quick baler as well, but we'd have to be fairly tight. But that is not impossible to do. We could do that quite easily. Yeah, but at the minute we can get the quick baler in there without a shadow of a doubt. But I think we can. I think we can get all of that. And then what we can do is just pull straight into that and then let go of it. And then, or do we reverse in and make it easier on ourselves? I think that's not a bad idea. The only thing is you're going to have to go outside on the road a little. But we could always leave a tractor out in the road to block the traffic off, where you would leave a human that would like flag people down. It's not unbelievable when you consider that happens in real life, where you'll get an assistant to the farmer who will step out and he'll just like say, whoa. So yeah, you could do the same with a tractor. It would be the closest you could do it in the game, really. And it's not that much of a stretch, truthfully. Now then, we can go and get the Anderson in a minute because the windrow will have finished. And we can set you going. I think we'll just literally get this patch on the edge here. In fact, let's us do that around the edge of the field. Get all those little corner pieces done that you can't get normally. And then we'll set this going. Yeah, and I do need to definitely do some, but not when there's grass on the field because it will destroy it, as we all know. Or as well, you can never say that. Yeah, you never know if there's a new person watching that doesn't know that, which is why you always should be in teacher mode, really. All of this, as a content creator, you should sort of go into that, because you don't ever know if there's a new person watching and they're actually trying to learn some of the basic tricks that we all sort of know and pick up. So it's never a bad thing to, yeah, those are those little corner swaths with the bits in the middle. They are going to need grabbing as well, but we'll do that afterwards. Well, I suppose we could do it now, really. Oh, I thought I'd taken that off, but you know what thought did. Right, so then now, no, let's just get those two because we're actually in the right box for doing that. So why not? Box is not the right word, but I know what I mean. And I think everybody gets what I'm saying. So we want first, and then we're going to shift this out of the way quickly. And likewise, we're going to go and stick this. Why did I not leave? Why did I mention putting the tractor out there and then took the tractor away? Because like anything, the ideas sound, but you've not actually in the practice of doing it yet yourself. It is a sound idea, but it's the first time I've ever thought of doing that. So we need to be pulling forwards across the road. And yeah, it is true, you would need a vehicle with this to block that. Because, yeah, they are maniacs. And then they stop where you need them not to do, which is why you would need your assistants to stop cars being plonkers like that, because like we're well past you, mate. You can go. You look a wally stuck there like that. Yeah, well, he understood that. He did actually go. Yeah, so what I'm thinking is we just literally use this the other way than you would. We might actually, yeah, thinking about this is much longer than that. You could stick 2 massive things here, really, and we could easily still get the balers and the Anderson as well. Truly, yeah, that's a point. I never thought about the Anderson. I'm hitting something. I'm hitting that there, just that. So I really do need, with this being tall, to be realistically putting this at the front where it is big enough to cope with the that. And we've got to be careful because these don't half steer well, so you've got to be very steady. That's better. That's better. Now the Anderson is smaller, so as in like, yeah, please tell me, no, we're about right. Smash it. So we'll go grab the Anderson. No, it is definitely quicker left now. Watch for cars. You're learning. But you'll forget in a couple of sessions. I know that's the way it works. I do. Now stick the main weights. It's more realistic. This is a Pharaoh track, and it's one thing I hate about this is it's slow. It's really not ideal for this type of thing where you're tazzing across the map, but of course we use the Challenger. Yeah, we should have perhaps done it the other way around. Yeah, this is more one for leaving on doing things. Now that barley is looking remarkably well. The canola is looking like it's absolutely full of dead weeds, which of course it is. Yeah, there's definitely something wrong with precision farming. That really shouldn't be like that. And remember, you cannot go across that field anymore. It is no longer grass. That's got to get into your head. Yeah, I'm liking the layout of the farm. I know it's a little bit... Yeah, as I just said, in some ways desperation, but then you do this is our main yard, this is our main farm. And, we can use this on the left of us as well. There is obviously a lot of space in that, but it's slightly out of the way, and I do think that, as I've said so frequently. Ooh, that reminds me, isn't it time to grab these up? Aren't these about ready? I don't think just yet though. I think they'll be ready about 10 o'clock in the morning. 9 o'clock, I don't think they're ready just yet. No, they're ready tomorrow, May. I remember now, I do. Yeah, well, so much for the plan of leaving the Anderson down here to grab that, because we needed it first at the other thing, and we're going to have to bring it back down, but hey-ho. Yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, well, when you think we got 25 extra bales through cutting that grass one last time, it was definitely well worth the effort we spent on doing that last year. We would have missed all of those bales, an awful lot of bales, and then 25 extra bales later, that really will have brought in an awful lot of income when it hits. It really will bring in a lot. Yeah, we are standing by our own. I mean, I know we have got the one generator, but that's not silly. It doesn't bring in like 30,000 or 50,000 or 100,000 a day, which would truly start to make a difference after 2 or 3 days. That's why I don't like the radio tower anymore, because that can be a little bit like 25 grand at its best, and 2 or 3 of those and it can make a difference. Really, I don't really want it to be that level of why are we bringing the Anderson now? These aren't going to be ready for ages. This is true. Yeah, I'm thinking efficiency. Let's get everything sorted. But really, there's nothing to do here with this. I think I was thinking of the sheds and sticking it back in the shed. It's true. Yeah, this is struggling with this a little. It's 190 horsepower. Now then, the one thing I am going to say, I think we'll be down on a bale count because somebody forgot that. Yeah, we'll take this back actually. Let's drop beta. Someone forgot that actually the pH value and the nitrogen wasn't done before. I was supposed to be doing this over the winter, so the bale count is going to be down. They didn't quite finish. They were actually sitting in the tractor. She was sitting in the tractor, actually, not they. Right, this is true. Right, okay then. So have we got... No, I think... Oh no, there's one more over there. So it all counts for next time, but it is true. Our bale count will be a little bit on the low side on this because somebody forgot. I mean, we were quite busy all the way through the winter months, which makes a nice change. So yeah, we will not forget this time. We will get this done. I suppose we could realistically grab those off, and they're going to be a month behind the other one. Let's stick this here. It is true, even though I know we could do that. Let's be nice and tidy. I think in the future what we'll do is we'll stick the 2 mowers, when we've got the 2 mowers, in this shed, and we'll stick the quick bale with the windrower and the Anderson. Although will it get in the way? Yeah, you see, it would be tight. It would. You could possibly. Oh no, not with those back things. Those which we were supposed to be testing that with the Anderson, weren't we? And again, Mr. Smith has forgotten. It is supposed to work. I'm sure I've seen pictures of that actually working. So yeah, we've got them on both sides, so we need to be figuring out which one we need. Right, so then we have, let's go and get the, no, let's play realistic. Let's get these shifted and then we'll fertilise and lime it. I don't want to forget again. I don't want to, this is the main sort of job to do today. So yeah, this session really. So let's get them off. Even though they're not ready, we'll just do what we did before, stick them on the side. That's these massive sides, what farmers actually do. I have seen that with silage bales, where they just leave them on the side of the field in massive tubes, as we've seen. We've actually got that equipment. One of my favourite silage balers is that particular one, the tube system. Is that an Anderson? I forget the manufacturer actually. I should know it because it is one of my favourites. I do love using that wrapper. It is an Anderson. I thought it was. I like the hybrid that does the two of them both. But it's only 4,000 more. It is. So I love that. I think it's amazing. Right. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I think it was about 18 or 19 last time that we had off this. I don't think we've got that this time, but yeah, it is. We've still got bales. I mean, you got to. You can't win them all. That is the thing. As a human being, you're gonna forget something if you're trying to do too much. You're trying to pull everything in. That's why I don't want to do the animals as well on this particular Let's Play, because something gives. Yeah, it does. Either you as a human don't manage, or you miss something, and then yeah, things go wrong. And yeah, it's a bit like what I was trying to juggle. When your Let's Plays get to the massive sort of stage, like Riverside was at the very end, even the daily tasks is tough. It really is. We're not done bad. Yeah, well, I think we've lost like the bonus 5 or 6 bales, which is quite a lot, but nevertheless we're still all right. Still think I do need a bale pusher though. It would be useful to deflect, although yeah, if I'm doing this really, you don't truthfully, it is useful though. It is to push things out of the way sometimes, and it is definitely useful if you're guarding the baler, which I do on some, yeah, where you're charging around trying to, well, usually with this actually, so it's a good tool. So 16, so actually we've not lost that much. So actually the pH will have protected us because you don't lose it all in one go, whereas I think you do the nitrogen. So yeah, it's not bad. I think we've lost, I'm sure it was only 18 or 19, so it's not that bad. It could have been an awful lot worse really. Right, so we're going to stick these down here and we'll pick them all up in a couple of months. So these ones are going to be June about 9:30 in the morning. I'm sure it's about 2 days and a little bit. And now we have to work with this and pull forward, for those who don't know, at the same time, just to keep it sort of tidy. You can sometimes do it where you don't break it up at all, and then other times if you do it badly you will have a bit of a break on it. No, that was all right. A bit of gappy in places, but then I was pulling at an angle as well, so that was my fault. Right, so we're going to need this over at the other field first to grab that 25 odd from the other field. So yeah, just shutting down my other computer. I've done a few videos converted so that to make them a little bit smaller for uploading to YouTube, which is a fantastic feature of the software that I've got. It is. Right, anyway, yeah, I'm all yours now. Sorry, I apologise for that, but yeah, it's been on nearly all night. It is an absolute workhorse. So then what do we need to do? We need to fertilise. So let's follow this down. That, I like that because that's realistic. That's what farmers do. It is. I've seen that frequently, so I like that. I like the realism of that. No, we don't want the John Deere. Massey, do we need a Massey? Oh. No, please don't attack that. We will need the Massey, so let's not leave it. It's true. Did I switch the engine off? I don't think so. I very rarely do when I know that I'm going to be using it in a couple of minutes. Yeah, if I know I'm parking it up for a while, I will do, but not like this. Let's get these down to the farm. I like to say that as well. It's nice. Fantastic. And let's get going. Yeah, I do really like this cut through the mountains. It is a really nice feature that we get to show off because it joins our two fields. So, I mean, I know there's more than that, but it does join our two fields, so it is not a lie. The only thing that does annoy me is the snatching of the trees with the cameras. Yeah, that's something you can't really help, truthfully. Right, so, no, we need this. Yeah, I think we'll just pull to the left, which should do us nicely. And we'll let go of that for now, and all we need is the Challenger. Thank you very much, young man, for your assistance. And the Massey, thank you very much, young lady, for your assistance. That was very gratefully received. Right, Challenger. Let's go and do the fertilising. Why am I saying the Challenger? Because it's the heaviest tractor, for no other reason. It takes that weight better than anything else of that fully, when it's fully filled with the fertiliser. Now there is some lime, so we should, no, I think I was good and I ejected. I'm sure I did. I'm sure I was good actually. We are right next to the fertiliser. Let's have a look. Have we got any in? But we can soon remedy that. Yes. Well, there's not much in there. 1,000 and a little bit or something like. Oh no, more than you think. More than we need. Much more than we need, definitely. But that'll do us nicely. And I have left the TPS in rather a precarious place, as well as our special header trailer. Yeah. Well, it's more than a header trailer, but it's what we're using it for at the minute. Right, so then we should be able to grab the... Yeah, and the excess we can leave up here for going for... It isn't a bad idea. They are waterproof bags. Really a clever... Mind you, it's too difficult to do that. If mechanics were different, I would actually throw them into a shed. But you can't eject them properly. Right, it's going to now do the... Although I am not going to call the autosave, it does really save my bacon a lot. I am very grateful for it because otherwise, yeah, it is. I realise I should sort of realise about the starting spring mod, and I do realise, but you don't always realise at the important times. And also, I do actually remember to switch it off sometimes, but that's the problem because it's not so much an ingrained thing that I switch it off every single time. Also, it's only something you switch off once. So it's one of those things that you don't always remember it every time. Now there is going to be a little strip in the middle. Can't quite do this in one, although it's very close. I might be able to. I might just have been able to pull across slightly to the right. And I might have been able to do that. Yeah, I would like to realistically throw these into the shed. It would be my ideal sort of thing to do, but doesn't always work. Yeah, it's faffy and it loses time, so I find it more efficient to leave them on the edge of the field than anything else. And it is typical, you often go to the right most of the time, that works, and then the one time that you expect it to go to the right, it goes to the left. Right, so we need lime, and we're not now. I'm not sure how much there is left in here. Again, because we've drained this quite badly, which is why I like to do it every single time, it may well take quite a bit. Yeah, because we hit it twice without pHing, so it's almost back to what it would be at the very beginning. So yeah, we shall see. Yeah, we are on auto, are we not? We are on auto. And we can almost follow our... Yeah, it's the corners where you've got to be careful. You've got to go out a little bit and then come back out just to get your corners so you don't miss the corners terribly, and then we actually can pretty much follow our wheel marks. I think we're just a little bit too close, but I think we're almost on the edge. My position's not bad, so I don't think you could quite get the middle, as I sort of said, really. Aha. Not bad, not bad. Yeah, not for saying. Now, will we have enough now? The one thing I'm going to do right now is that, because it is annoying me enormously, it is, we need to, it's still not going to be perfect because we're going to raising ruins the grass. I think we need to smooth, it does, yeah, leveling and raising and lowering all do it. The only thing you can do is soften that nasty bit there and hope that that's going to be enough. Should be, really. Right, let's try that. Looks better than it was anyway, it really does. So hopefully that will do the trick, because yeah, otherwise you're gonna have to like rip the field up and redo the grass. And I mean, now would be the time to do that, because obviously, yeah, we've just cut it, so it's not the end of the world. It's just that not really laziness, but you could say it's laziness. Now then, let's see. I think we should really be emptying that bag of this, I would say. Got full 4 tons, and yeah. Wow, so actually that was a brand new bag. Right, we need to grab this little corner. So we need some lime up here. And we need to be about there, I should say. And this should be a little time. Oh, we can actually do it in one if we're careful, if we're right. There. Oh, no, I was right. Yep, there's a little tiny smidgen of a little tiny speck on the left that you can't quite do if you try and do it all in one, and then you waste some. So that's why I'm not a massive fan of that. Well, we could leave this. It's 2.8 tons. Next time, this should pretty much do this with what this is. So it's going to go to the right. So that means it's going to go towards the fertilizer. It may say there is not enough space to unload. So if we really need to go slightly past the fertilizer to actually, do that right. Now, it is weird though. It checks a long way away to say that. So right, we can actually then go through till tomorrow morning. I think what I'm aiming for is to grab those with the Anderson and put them into the BG, and I think that's a good place to stop. I think with the doing of that, so we've done everything we need to do on that now. We've not sprayed. No, it is true. I often forget that. I really do. And I would like to push her a little bit. Yeah, make a little bit of momentum, but isn't that my trouble? Don't I cut corners sometimes that I really shouldn't? Maybe I do actually. That might be a true. No, actually, that is true. We could stick that behind the cedar because we always can grab this. You've got to think 3-dimensionally on a. If there is an overhang, so we can actually do it. Let's lower it nicely. See how far we can go back and drop it down. There we are. And then we can always get that still. It's not in the way. We've got to make the most out of this shed, especially this side because of the way that I've done it. So yeah, I do think what I would like to do is to steal probably another 3 or 4 foot off the edge of that field, like we've gone around the shed, a slight thing, but just a little bit bigger, and actually move the production shed in the back end. And I know I'm going to take a bit of a loss. I know in real life you wouldn't, because you'd just be dismantling it, but obviously game mechanics are game mechanics, and I did say that we're playing by game mechanics, so it is what it is. Which means also, yeah, it's true, I think I owe the game 200. So we need to go minus 200 for that, because I think the scans are 300 on this, and I thought they were 1. It does vary from map to map. Right, anyway, actually it does make more sense to use this for the Anderson than it does the John Deere, because this is fast. Yeah, and that's the only reason I'm not like actually doing the John Deere an awful lot is for the fact that if you're tazzing across the map, even to go from one point to another, then really this is not your no, it's not the one that you want. Let's stick this under cover for a minute though. Being as we've got this lovely shed, it is not a bad idea to actually get some use out of it. That Colossus does, I am right there, it does fit in there nicely. It may be slightly smaller than the other shed, but it's still big enough. Omatana has, as always, or well, no, it was an Omatana convert, because the Horman sheds are well outside of my price range. Well, and I wouldn't pay it anyway. They're well expensive, and maybe, yeah, I mean, it's probably a posh shed manufacturer that's used to getting, but it's just a structure. I'd buy another manufacturer if these hadn't been done. An Omatana, yeah, because there's no way I'm paying hundreds of thousands for a shed when I've got way more important things to actually do than that. So we'll grab these now, and then in the morning we could speed time up. We could stick our lights on and actually go 360. Whilst we're doing this, we will need lights though, because it's going to get dark. Although I don't know, yeah, I don't know that it's going to. Yes, I think we'll have one spare bale. Yeah, I apologise for this because it looks a bit weird when you do this actually, because it sort of grabs them from places it shouldn't, sort of, and does weird things. Careful, we don't want that look going on the crop. We've got to try and get them to pull to the left. There's a bit of an art to this, an art that I haven't quite mastered. I might say. Let's grab that one, the rolly one. Yeah, so we need to be grabbing the left-hand side first. Oh, careful. And then going for the right afterwards. Yeah, I don't think I've ever done this with other than on the side of a grass field, where it really didn't matter if they rolled, whereas now it does matter that they roll. It does look very beautiful. It really does. It's a nice looking crop. Sugar beet is another favourite of mine. I love the look of sugar beet. That symmetrical look that it has over the fields. It's beautiful. It really is. When it's young, yeah, it's one of my favourite crops to see on the field, if I'm honest. Oh, that was what I was really saying. Yeah, when it does that, I should just pull out of the way, really, I think. Yeah, like that. And let that drop. Oh, and then pull forwards. Yeah, I need to practice what a lot of the really good content creators do, which is they know how the foibles of the game and they work with it so that it looks as realistic as possible, whereas I've got to get a bit better at that. Yeah, there's an art to getting the best out of things, and it is still, yeah, I mean, we all make mistakes, and I would imagine the good content creators actually cut that out when they make a boo-boo, whereas I leave it in because I just, yeah, why should I not? We make mistakes. I was right, actually. I was right. Yeah, and that is why I wanted my lights on, because I did think we probably would be getting to that type of time. So we're going to need to come back for one more. Yeah, that's it. You're not going to get any more. And by the time we've driven around the edge of the road to our place, it should be actually, yeah, I mean, I know I'm pulling an all-nighter, which is, yeah, a little bit tiring, truthfully. But farmers do that. Ah, that is true. We can go down here, can't we? We shouldn't have indicated. Oh, this is our sneaky one, isn't it? It is. Now, our canola is looking remarkably, yeah, like it's not far off, which it isn't actually. That is true. Oh, can we get this way? Is there enough headroom now? Yeah, we did it on purpose, remember? I did actually do that. That's the one thing I did remember, was to give myself a little time. Oh, maybe a little bit, not quite enough. Well, just. Yeah, this is like Stone Valley, where I just did enough. Yeah, it is. It was a little bit tight, really. I should have got. It's a bit of a knack, isn't it? Not to ruin your fields, not to waste them, and yet also to do enough where it is actually. Right now, then we need to. I'm going to guess. I'm going to say 9 o'clock, because we can't tell from looking at the bales what they actually are. I think you can now. If I remember, you never used to be able to do this, but I did do this not long back. It's probably one of the mods, but you can now look at this and it does actually. I think you need to be at the back where you can actually sort of see it. Silage. Yeah, it does say silage, so we're all right. So, with that in mind, let's get close enough. And yeah, there's going to be a few that don't get processed straight away. So actually, I don't know why we've stuck 360 off, because we're going to need it again. Only it would be nice to actually start to process them, Mr. Smith, and actually drop them off. Yeah, that almost keeps up with it if you do it at 360. You can see it going down and coming up, but it won't quite do it. Yeah, it won't, not quite. There will be a few bales for a few. We should get the fertiliser business kick in as well in a bit. It really does. Yeah, kick in after a couple of hours. Yeah, like it's doing it now, and then take it till about 2. I think that, yeah, I think that last little kick was pretty much it, but we'll take it till 2 and we shall see, but I think we're about there. Oh, or not. Not quite. Right, and so Anderson, where are we going to leave Anderson? Because we are running out of space, really. Oh, we can stick it, no, because then it gets in the way. We're going to need it next month anyway. So it's 244,000. We will check the sales that we seem to have forgotten about in our... Well, for once it was alright that we forgot. Do we take this till tomorrow morning? Because there is nothing. Yeah, we're getting close to harvest time. But yeah, we've done the fields. Yeah, we have. We've done everything on that. All we need to do is take them till tomorrow. So if we take Anderson up to that, do we gather them up again, ready for the morning? I think we will. No, it's next session's job, that. It is, really. We'll leave it up there. We'll go till the morning and then, yeah, we'll leave it till June. I do believe, is it July barley? Or is it, isn't barley June? Depends on when it was actually sown, though. We don't really know that. So we'll have a quick look at that before we scoot. Do we... no, I think we're going to go through till tomorrow. But no, we ruin it then. I think we're going to not. Take the lights off. I think we'll do that next session, but we will do the other bit, which is to look at the harvest, because I think I'm right. I am. Barley is next month. So we are going to be doing 2 things. We are finally going to get to use the harvester. So that's the most important job. So we'll leave that ready for this. Now we can use a John Deere. Yeah, our fields aren't that far away, that this can still stay up here, ready to do that job. And engine off for once. Right, no, I do like to do the prep, if I'm honest, to get ready. It does extend the sessions a little. It does. It does, actually, that is true. I'm going to leave it where it is. We'll do that next session, or I'll do it off camera, the prep. Right, all that remains to be said is thank you very much for watching. Truly do hope you stick with me on this journey. And I'm going to say goodbye for now.